If you let me in, I will get right up in there.
Hello and welcome to Ctrl Cosplay, a podcast of general conversation and absolute tomfoolery. We're your hosts, Siobhan and Lydia, and today we have a very special guest, Shan from Shandelions. Hello, Shan.
Hello. Sorry, I have so much pizza in my mouth right now. I'm so sorry. I didn't expect the intro to be that short.
You're like, I've got plenty of time to chow down on the pizza.
No.
Yep.
Question then, immediately into the big hot topics.
I swear to God, if you ask about pineapple being on
No!
I swear to God.
My question was going to be, what pizza is it, and do you believe in pineapple on pizza?
It is the vegan chicken pizza from Domino's because I was very naughty and treated myself to a takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
And don't think I've ever tried it, so I couldn't say. And now I don't eat ham, so I couldn't really try the combo of ham and pineapple, you know?
The diplomat's answer, I hate that.
So I am in the middle.
Could you get the fake bacon?
I guess so, but it's not that great. So I couldn't say from a normal human point of view.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be pineapple and ham, right? It could just be pineapple and other things.
Okay, here's my line. Here's the line. I don't really like mixing sweet and savoury. I think it's a sin. So I probably wouldn't like it. But I haven't tried it, so I'm not going to say for sure.
Wow, way to not get yourself cancelled on your first ever podcast. Is this your first
This is my debut. Yeah, this is my debut. Is it? Wait, debut.
Debut.
Debut. This is my debut, yes.
Are you excited? Are you nervous? What are you expecting from being on a podcast?
In all honesty, I forgot about it, so I didn't have the time to get nervous about it. I probably would have if not. I'm excited. I've always wanted am I allowed to swear?
Yes.
Okay. I always wanted to just chat shit. I always wanted to just
The world needs your opinion.
you know me, I literally don't stop talking. It's like whenever I'm in the fucking Discord, I just don't stop talking. So, this is perfect. Let me get all my words out. I literally spend, a whole day on my own. Nobody in the house but the dogs. I need to get my words out somewhere. Here we are.
When are you launching your 3-hour Shandelions clown podcast where it's just you talking?
It's already out. It's already out. You missed it. You missed the premiere.
Damn.
It's just my voice notes on my phone. I'll just publish those.
I love your voice notes. They're so funny.
Thank you. Nobody ever does voice notes. So many group chats I've been in, everyone voice notes, and nobody voice notes in ours. I think it's because we're all too socially awkward.
I think it's because you're too old.
Oh yeah, also because you're all old. I'm literally the only person who has ever voice noted in that chat, I swear.
I've done it once, and that was because I was driving.
Yeah, exactly. It's so useful for when you're driving, although don't use your phone and drive, kids.
No, I was clearly parked. I was very parked as I drove past that crash.
No, do you remember when I was fucking driving past No, I was driving back from meeting Laganja Estranja randomly, and I was screaming down my phone at you guys, oh my god, she just came out of nowhere and complimented me and blah blah blah. I was literally driving 60 miles per hour, screaming down my phone. Don't tell the police. Don't publish this for the police.
We'll protect. You were on the motorway. You were driving on the motorway doing 60, screaming.
Yeah. Why did you specify that? The police are going to get me now.
Now she's driving 10 miles an hour under the limit.
Yeah, that was under the speed. Haven't you just done a speed awareness course?
No, not me. That was Colbert. I always go, religiously, we'll go at 60 on the motorway. Not now. You have to bear in mind that I've driven a transit van for the last 2 years. I couldn't go any higher than 60 miles per hour on the motorway.
God. I feel we need some context for people about the transit van.
No, you don't. I am a clown that drives a transit van. I think it makes perfect sense.
There's the episode title. I'm a clown that drives a transit van.
Well, not anymore. Yeah, okay. I had a van. It was rainbow inside. I was converting it to turn it into a camper so I could travel Europe, and then COVID and Brexit happened, and I was like, you know what, that's probably not a good idea. But I kept the van for 1.5 years for no reason. Spent God knows how much money on petrol. You know how much it was to top it up with petrol?
I dread to think.
£160.
Jesus.
And that's recently with the drops.
Ooh.
Yeah. My new car, £40.
I was gonna say I thought 42 was a lot.
£40.
That is a thirsty tank.
So I got rid of it, but I've sold it to my friend's boyfriend, and he's going to keep it like rainbow. He's
Hey.
finishing doing it up, and he also is thinking about doing it Animal Crossing themed, which is just
That's very
great for me.
cute.
And then you're gonna buy it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Convert it to electric.
No, he said I can borrow it any time, so I'm like,
Oh my
hell
God.
yeah, let's go.
Speaking of thirsty tanks, no, I'm joking.
What a
It would have
segue.
been, if I had a thirsty tank I could have slotted in there, how great would that have been?
What is a thirsty tank?
Well, so thirsty as in like a thirsty person,
And then tank is in.
a big henchman, I guess.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Me. I am the thirsty tank. I feel like we're just coming up with too many good titles. We're just really gonna have to edit this down.
It's me, I am the thirsty tank. Well, no, you're not a thirsty tank. You also don't play tank, so I feel like you can't claim that as a...
Look, it's all in your mind's eye. Well, you are whatever you believe you are, and that's all I have to say about that.
Wise words there from Shan.
You're welcome. Take that. Write that on my grave. That's my epitaph. I don't know what that word means, but I saw it in The Sims. I assume that I used it in the right context.
Yeah, no, you did. So speaking of The Sims and Animal Crossing and thirsty tanks, there's my segue. You have recently picked up gaming, right, on your PC, and you're looking to Twitch stream?
Well, I've tried to pick up gaming on my PC, but they're not... Okay, I'm a Nintendo girly, and I really thought that, there's going to be some PC games that I like. Other than Stardew Valley, I've yet to be shown a game that I'm like, yeah, that looks right up my alley. They're all like bam bam, shooty, dark games, like death. I want to play my cutesy little silly girly pop games. Where are my PC games that are cutesy and girly pop?
You just want to play Barbie Dream Studio. What was
Oh my
the horse
God.
riding one?
I actually have. Oh my god, I love that one so much. What was it called? Barbie Horse
It was
something.
like Barbie Stable Adventures or something. I
have no
played
idea.
it religiously as a former horse
Same.
girl.
I played it so
Barbie
often.
Horse
I didn't even
Adventures?
like Horse Adventures. That's the one. I love that game so much. I do actually have. I remember once I was at a car boot sale and they had like some PC games, and they had Mickey's Art Studio. I think that's what it's called, which I loved. They had oh shit, the Disney princess like dress up kind of thing, Disney Princess Boutique Studio or something.
Right.
So I've got those downstairs. I just need to actually try them in the PC because
There
The
you go.
Sims.
There's your girly pop games.
Well, The Sims 2 doesn't work. I bought The Sims 2 and some expansions, but they don't work, which is really sad.
No.
I need to see if I can get them to work. I also bought Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, which does work and is very fun. Very easy though. I was like, oh, I didn't realize how easy this is gonna be. But yeah, I want to get all like the old games and try them. I don't know if they're gonna work, but honestly, nostalgia is what fuels me. Nostalgia is the one thing that just gets me through the day. It's just having a burst of nostalgia. There was also a Huey, Dewey, and Louie game on the PC that I used to play when I was younger, and oh my god, I used to play that literally every day. I was obsessed with it. I can't remember what you did. I think it was like an alphabet and number game, but it was so good. But yes, hopefully at some point I will start streaming. I'm just waiting for my commissioned artwork to be made for like my screens and stuff. I did know what those were called, but not after a gin. I don't remember what they're called.
This is going to be a wild reference that like 3 people might get, and if they do get it, they'll be like, "Oh my god!" But do you remember a PC game called Zoom Beanies?
Yes.
Zoom Beanies. I'm gonna Google it right now.
I bet Shan's too young for it.
Zoom.
Yeah,
I am a
agree.
baby.
You are.
We used to play it in school, and I remember loving it so much
Oh my
that I
God.
bought it for my home PC when I
The
was
pizza
a kid.
level,
No, but I want to
Oh
play
my
it.
god!
top tier.
Yeah, I feel like Shan, Zoom Beanies would like fully be. You'd love it.
Oh my
This looks
God.
incredible. I want to play this.
Yeah, we were supposed to be doing work on our school computers, and everyone would just like log into this.
Yeah, I remember
my
like if you
God.
finished your work, you were allowed to like play
Uh-huh.
15 minutes of Zoom
Yeah,
Beanies, and it was
same.
like
Oh my god. This is my next Steam purchase for sure.
you'll become obsessed with it. I feel.
It's reminded me, and this might be niche, but they're on. I think it was Acer laptops, the games that you would get pre-installed. Do you remember? I don't know what they were called. There was like a baking one. There was Mahong. That's where I first was introduced to Mahong. But they actually just played it like Snap, which I don't think is how you're supposed to play Mahong.
I have never heard it called Mahong.
Nor have I.
Oh, is it called mahjong? I
Yeah,
don't
I've always
know.
called it mahjong, but I'm like a white person. I don't know if that's right.
I am also a white person. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, the thing had all these games pre-installed. I think the mahjong was literally just Snap, which was kind of not right because now I don't actually know how to play the game, which is really sad because in Final Fantasy 14, you,
I
you
love
can play
mahjong.
it, and I don't know how to play it.
That is where I spend most of my time when I dabbled in 14, was
Oh,
just playing
you
mahjong.
dabbled. Oh, it was called Purple Place. Okay, this is niche. So my nan had an Acer laptop, and I used to go on it literally just to play the games. And so it was basically just like a little town.
Oh my god, I just googled it.
Yeah,
What a sudden shot to my brain of
right,
memory.
I
right.
vaguely
That's the
remember this.
nostalgia hit. That's it. But yeah, and the cake one was
But
like
yeah, I've just
my
seen a
favorite
screenshot
thing.
of the cakes.
You're
Wow.
welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, so my nan had these on her laptop, so I'd be like, Mama, can I play your laptop? And I always it was so funny. I was literally like probably like 9, maybe even younger. And I go to my nan's and she'd be like, "Oh, I've forgotten how to turn the computer on again." She wasn't even old. She's not old. She doesn't have any kind of dementia or anything like that. I think she must have been like 60 maximum. And she'd always go, "I've just forgotten where the on button is." So then I'd just use that as an excuse to play the game for as long as I liked. But yeah, I can't remember what the other two were. I know there were other 2 games in there, but I don't know what those ones were.
Really sad is my first video game on PC wasn't pre-installed because there was no such thing. It was the Rosie and Jim game on floppy disk.
Oh my god. You are old.
I didn't even know Rosie and Jim had a game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it. Maybe
It
this
was
will hit me.
Duck Lost His Quack.
Oh my god. I want
So-
to play this game.
Yeah.
Oh my
so-
god, Rosie and Jim are a lot more terrifying than I remember.
They really are.
Yeah. So every time you loaded it up, Duck would have the wrong quack, and you'd have to find what animal it was attuned to.
No,
my
I didn't.
God.
Sorry, that one does not hit me right in the memory.
That is
No,
amazing.
no one I've spoken to about it has ever they're like, no, it's just
On a
you.
PC game.
Yeah, it was floppy disk.
That is incredible.
Floppy disk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really are old. I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
I remember, I have a very vivid memory of going up into my nan's loft. So there's one thing you should know about me. I love going in people's lofts. I will spend a whole day rooting through your loft. If you let me in, I will get right up in there. And my nan, also I'm afraid of heights, so I won't actually go up there. I'll just kind of peek in because I'm scared. Anyway, so my nan was like sorting stuff out in the loft. I was like, oh, I'm going to go up and have a look. And I saw this thing, and it was just, to me, it was just this plastic thing with a bit of metal in it. I was like, what's this? It looks like the icon on the computer. And my uncle was like, that's a floppy disk. I think it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle floppy disk, actually.
Yeah, we had that.
But yeah. Yeah. I've never owned a floppy disk
Oh my
because I am
God.
just a little baby girl.
You really are just a baby. I'm now upset.
I'm not sorry. I'm full of youth.
Hey man, to talk about cosplay and just call us old instead.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? You're
Listen,
on the podcast.
you guys make me feel so young. It's so funny.
What a compliment. Thank you.
Because every other situation in life, like when I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling through, I'm like, fucking hell, I'm old. And I talk to you guys and I'm like, oh, the youth is flowing out of me. I'm a fountain of youth.
It's when you didn't know how to use a rotary phone.
Oh my
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
When?
We were playing that escape game and you had to use a rotary phone to shoot the president and you didn't know how to do it. I had to be like, how have you never used a rotary phone?
I know now.
You're gonna have
Like
to
I could remember. No, but I could remember. I used to play with my nans. Like I used to always just like ring the numbers. She was like, "No, that actually calls someone." I was like, "No, this is a fun game I'm playing. Don't ruin it for me, Nan."
I was never allowed to touch my grandmother's rotary phone. It was like a sort of pearlescent white with gold trimming.
Oh, wow.
It was beautiful. So one of the things I got from her house after she died was that phone, so I have it. I was like, now it's mine. I can do what I want with it.
I hope you just pretended to call people for a solid hour when you got it.
Pretty much,
like,
yeah.
It is really fun. There's something really satisfying about rotary phones.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why they made them like that. Like, why did we need that stage between that and buttons?
I could not. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Because
Yeah, I
surely before then, buttons were a thing. Because everything works with a button, right? Like, think about even the oldest
Shan,
technology.
this is a cosplay podcast.
Sorry.
Not a weird engineering
All right.
podcast.
All
I'm
right.
like, I don't know.
Cut it all out. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
cool.
fine.
Gone on a
Like,
tangent.
we love tangents, but I was just like, I have no idea how to answer the question that Shan has led into. Like, I realize it's going to be an end.
This is the problem though, because me and Richard are both like this. So we'll both sit here and just say the most random shit and ask the most random questions. Usually Richard has the answer.
Well, you just have to phone the operator and get them to put you through.
Yeah.
So I wonder
That's
if it's
wild.
linked to the operations board.
Oh, you're going to make me want to have to Google why. No, we're doing the podcast.
Save it.
Genuinely-
Save it
Yeah,
for the podcast.
Yeah. If you know, comment below.
Yeah.
Speaking of eclectic tastes,
Hey.
Hey.
you've got quite an eclectic. Wow, I've seen your wardrobe, which is an entire room on its own. You've become quite known for your fashion.
Yeah, I literally, when I was looking for a house, I specified it had to be 2 bedrooms so I could have a room for my clothes, which sounds like the most. This is the childless dream, isn't it? This is
Yeah.
everyone who doesn't have children. But yeah, my clothes are my babies. I was thinking about it the other day. I remember, like, I put on my Instagram story, like, oh, I don't collect anything. I actually collect lots of things. Clothes is one of them, and I always forget that, like, it's very much a collection. I've got clothes from when I was like 12. I mean, they don't fit me as like they did when I was 12. Like, they're tight now, obviously. Like, but it's still slay. But yeah, and it's kind of crazy how much it's changed, I guess, as well. Because obviously, you know, I used to be an emo. I used to be a devout emo.
Wild.
Then I transitioned into a chimo, which is a chav emo, if you didn't know the lingo.
I did not. I had never heard of a chimo
Yeah.
before.
I hate that.
And then I was
Yeah.
kind of like an indie emo kid, because I was trying to, like, I wanted to be like emo, but also like I wanted to look good, because I was like, oh, emo's tacky now. That was like my mindset.
I think you're going to say not bullied, and I was like, yeah, valid.
Yeah, also that. I wanted to be like the cool emo girls that you see on like the alternative posters. That's what I wanted to be. So yes, then I started going down that route.
You thought chimo was the way forward.
No, that was post chimo. This
okay.
was like indie emo girl. I didn't really know what it was. It was just like I was hotter. I was,
I
and
thought it was, but I was hot.
yeah, I made it work. And then when I went to college, I started buying like charity shop clothes, like secondhand. Like, I started to realize that you could do that. That's the thing you're allowed to do. And I also made friends with hippies and vegans and feminists. So of course,
Big three.
that's what I was going to do. The Holy Trinity. But yeah, so then obviously ever since then, I feel like shopping secondhand kind of pushed me towards dressing weirder, because I just see the most weird shit that nobody else had, because it was like from 2001 or something, and like nobody else bought it. And yeah, and I was just like, just kind of went from there, and now have this weird and wonderful wardrobe / room full of clothes. I still have loads in the loft as well, and costumes, and like just stuff that I can't really wear outside without getting hate crimed.
Do you want to explain what dopamine dressing is to people that might not know that term? Because I feel like it's a relatively new term.
Well, I've never really looked up the definition for it. You know when like you know a word just because you know it, and you're like, oh, I've never actually thought about it deeply. I've just been like, that's clearly what it is. So I feel like, from my definition, I don't know if this is legit or true, so please don't hold it against me, dopamine community. I feel like dopamine dressing is just dressing a way that makes you and everyone around you happy. I feel like that's the vibe I get from it. It's always like very bright colors, very bold, like big patterns. I always say stuff that would heal your inner child. Stuff that, like, if your inner child saw, they'd be like, oh my God, that makes me so happy. That is such a fun thing to see with my eyes. Because I think the idea of dopamine dressing is like, oh, like, you know, like it gives you dopamine, but also I think it gives other people dopamine as well. Because like the amount of times I'll be walking down the street and I'll be wearing like, I don't know, like I'll be walking my dogs and I'll just be wearing a big baggy t-shirt and like my leggings or whatever, but they're colourful, and the amount of people that'd be like, oh, like you're a nice sight or whatever, like, oh, it's lovely to see someone so colourful and blah blah, and it gives people a little bit of dopamine, and that's my mission. That is my mission in life, is to make people happy. So I'm like, this is it. This is what I want to do. I don't know if that's the legal definition.
That's legal. That is what I like know of. Is it's
yeah.
dressing in a way that gives you dopamine, And it doesn't matter if it's mismatched or rainbow, or even if it is boring, I don't know, maybe if you like Dwight from The Office, like if that's what makes you happy.
Yeah, for sure.
Although Dwight from The Office would be like quite a slay, so.
I mean, honestly, he's serving. I'm not going to say the word I was going to say. He's serving on a daily. Is what he
I know what
is.
you're gonna say.
I see what you're gonna say.
I've never seen The Office. I don't know what he dresses like.
He dresses in beige suits. Like, that's it. But if it was worn on a hot woman, you know that it would be a slay.
Yeah, fair.
He wears like a yellow, like button-up shirt.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah.
The serial killer glasses. They are actually in fashion, and they have been in fashion for quite a while. So
the Jeffrey Dahmer look, yeah,
exactly. He predicted it.
Like, I don't mind dopamine fashion at all. I think dopamine dressing, I think it's great, and everyone should dress how they want. However, you can cancel me. I hate the mullet, and I hate the fact the mullet is back.
Oh, I love the mullet. I keep trying to tell Richard to get a mullet.
Oh, he'd suit a mullet.
He would.
No, nobody suits a mullet.
No, do you know what's worse than a mullet? And I'm sorry, this is going to offend Daniel who's in the room, but a rat's tail.
How does that offend Daniel? What does Daniel have in his hair? Why would that offend him?
No, as a child he had one.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, wait, what?
You've seen him. He does not have a rat's tail.
Listen, there's a very few things, like very, very few things that you could show me that I would hate, because I don't know what it is. Especially if it's awful, I'll love it even more. So when the whole mullet thing came back in fashion, I was so fucking happy. I was like, this is the ugliest thing, and that makes me happy. And I think a lot of it, like for me, I think with everything I do, it's kind of a fuck you to society.
Yeah.
Like, and so I'm like, if people hate it, I love it even more.
Oh my god. We were driving down the road the other day and we saw like a proper punk, like full, like,
oh yeah,
studs, leather, denim, ripped things, massive mohawk. And we just literally, both of us just like, yeah! Like straight,
absolutely.
like, yeah, look at you go, dude.
It's so cool seeing people living their best lives.
Yeah.
Like living their true selves. Like, I always hear this term said about me, and people always say I'm unapologetically myself, which I just think is such a nice phrasing. And when I see someone else being unapologetically themselves, it like literally makes me so happy. I'm like, hell yeah, get it, queen, king, they, them, like, get it. Like, I'm so happy for you.
You dress very colourful every day. You wear like your outfits that are very you, and like you said, you know, unapologetically you. How does that differ to how you feel when you're in cosplay?
So the first thing that's come to mind when you've asked me this is on the Friday of MCM, where I was supposed to dress as Lordna, and I did for a few hours, and I had to get out of it because it wasn't me. So it's really interesting when it comes to cosplay. I've had to be really selective with who I'm cosplaying recently. So for context, Lordna, who I was supposed to be cosplaying, is a very dark, like her skin is grey. She's literally a dead woman. Like she has black hair, like very gothy kind of vibe. It's obviously the opposite to me. And I was like, I think unless I'm in like the right headspace, I feel really uncomfortable looking like that. I've been having this like internal dilemma with myself recently because I don't know how feasible like cosplay is for me, and in the sense that I really have to feel like I still look kind of like myself. Like, I'm still kind of dressing. I still have to be fun and colourful and stuff. I couldn't cosplay characters anymore that are dark, I don't think. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like it feels untrue to me. Maybe I'm just having an identity crisis. Maybe this is a therapy session.
Yeah, we're here to help. This is an intervention.
Free therapy. But yeah, like there's definitely when I wear my clothes, like because I think sometimes people, especially with like the clowncore stuff, people see what I do as like a costume, and they see like me dressing in like a clown outfit and colorful clothes and whatever as a costume, but like I literally see it as an extension of myself. Like it literally is me. It's my clothes. Even if it is a clown costume, it's like my clothes. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously when I'm in cosplay, when we're in cosplay, you're being someone else, and I feel like I really have to resonate with the vibe that character is putting out there to feel comfortable to cosplay them now.
I don't think that's that unusual. I remember at Brum when I did Lilith from Owl House, and I had a really bad time because dark hair, like very low, like not a lot of makeup in the way I normally do, because I obviously like big pink cheeks and like it's not the same as you, but like my brand of character that I love to do is not Lilith. Especially when I did like depressed Lilith, not like bitch queen Lilith.
Yeah.
So I really struggled. And despite people being like, yeah, you look amazing and all this, it was like, but it doesn't feel right.
And I think that's another thing as well. It's like when you're cosplaying a character that like has a completely different energy to you, like you don't know how to like portray them like in pictures and stuff as well. Because obviously a lot of cosplay is like, obviously it's not the whole of cosplay is about taking pictures, but a lot of it is like, you know, doing photo shoots and doing groups and group shoots and whatever. But when you don't like you say, depress Lilith, like you have to get into that frame of mind when you're taking pictures. And if that's not something that you resonate with, then that's really difficult, and then you're not vibing as much, and then you don't like the photos as much, and then it's just like a whole thing. I think it's definitely, it's something I don't hear people talk about often. I see people like do like this whole spectrum of plays that are so different from one another, and I'm always like, I don't know how they do it, because I'm like, I feel like I've just got a one-track mind when it comes to cosplay now, and I'm like, I have to cosplay something colourful and fun and happy, otherwise get out of here. I was literally thinking this today. It's interesting.
Because you started incorporating more of your sort of clowncore outfits into characters that wouldn't necessarily wear. I'm thinking of Jester, you know I am.
Oh yeah, I'm force feeding my favorite characters clowncore. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, well, it's just I feel most comfortable as a clown, and even not just as a clown, but like as like a colourful being. It's like the Jester cosplay that I planned, that is like her actual outfit, but instead of her regular colours, I was going to do it like pinks and purples and cupcake fabric and like sprinkle fabric and stuff. Because like I love the design, I love the character, I resonate with Jester. So Jester from Critical Role, for those who don't know. I just resonate with her so much, but I was like, but I don't resonate with that vibe, which is so silly that I can't put on clothing that is not colourful. But I think it's just, cosplay is so free. AUs are such a big thing. Like, this is my version of XYZ. Like, you can do anything with any character. So I think as soon as I realized that, I was like, oh, I can do anything with any character. All my characters are going to be clowns now. Whereas when I first started cosplay, it was all about being like accurate to a T. Like, and I never achieved perfection, but like I was always trying to be like, it has to look exactly like as it does on the TV show or the movie or whatever. To be fair, it wasn't until meeting you guys that I was like, oh, cosplay can be like your own version.
Shit, you can just be
no shit. No, like cosplay can.
And you were like,
no,
these bitches don't try.
No, I meant as in cosplay can be like your interpretation of it. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, well, I want to do this character but in a long skirt because I don't feel comfortable in a short skirt, for example. Like even something as small as that. Like I used to be so hard on myself. Like, no, like, I wouldn't do a lot of cosplays because I'd be like, well, I don't like X, Y, and Z about it, so I can't do it. Whereas like now it's like, no. I think with your like, you know, with Deepak and everything, like Disney princess alternate cosplays, like you can just do whatever. You can mix and match, and I love that so much. And I never used to let myself do that. So I have you guys to thank for that, really.
Aww. There was a compliment in there somewhere. I guess.
No, that was a nice thing. Don't turn it round. That was a nice thing.
That was a nice
But yeah, I do. I really do. Like, I look at your guys' cosplays, and like, I think all of you have done at least like a couple of your own interpretations or versions of characters that aren't necessarily like canon. Yeah, like you can do that. That's what cosplay is all about. Like taking something you like and making it like fit your vibe, and then you like it even more. It's great. I love it. It's like when we're gonna do our Critical Role circus group, it's gonna be absolutely amazing.
I can't wait to be part of that, having only ever listened to like episodes of Critical Role
and whatever we've said.
I will be there as Matt Mercer in my little hat. That's all I know.
Your little hat?
Yeah, I thought I was being like Matt Mercer, but in one of those little umbrella hats, you know, that kids have, the little...
I didn't know you were in it, but sure, that sounds lit.
Were you not part of that conversation?
No.
I'm not part of any conversation.
No, I was gonna, because I don't know anything, but I want to be involved, which is
a mood.
Yeah, I was gonna be Matt Mercer, but I was gonna have one of those little hats that kids have. You know the rainbow one with like the little fan on top?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have one of those somewhere.
Yeah, same.
A big lollipop on a stick.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Your stereotypical kid at the circus.
You have to wear like his waistcoat thing as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be that, but
oh my god, you're like his inner child.
Oh my god, yeah.
I can't wait
to make this
to
happen.
see you in a center part brown.
Ooh. Nobody wants to see anyone. That wig, I don't know, like his hair specifically.
It's like mine, but with the parting and it moved.
Well, this is the thing. It's the middle parting, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't
That's
do a
what
middle
it is.
parting.
No, that's a Gen Z thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm too old.
We know, Sib.
Yeah.
We know.
Found the hat. Hold
We've
on.
already established this. We know what the hat looks like.
We both
already
own the hat.
established.
Wait, how do you both own the hat?
Because it's a cool hat.
The propeller hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you both own a propeller hat?
Why would you even ask that to me specifically?
I mean, yeah, but Sib only dresses in black. Why does Sib own a
Yeah, but I used to do like Harajuku fashion and decora.
And a rainbow hat is part of that?
Yeah, I did rainbow decora.
Oh, okay.
See, I've done rainbow.
She's been around. She's been around long enough. She's done it.
Before Muppet Squad became a thing, I did a whole Sesame Street look. All right.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god. I
It
want to
was
see that.
great. I had a Cookie Monster hat, which I couldn't find for the
Ew.
thing.
That's
and
so
then
sad.
So a question for both of you, because you both do have your own specific styles. How did you find the style swap that we did earlier this year where everyone kind of swapped styles with each other and had to go and find a source and outfit and come for board games?
Oh, Sib, tell me.
Oh well, Lydia's got like two styles, I would say. One's the sort of cute kawaii dungaree beret look, and then there's like I was gonna say street fashion, but sort of street fashion tech wear.
Yep.
And I originally was like, oh, I could probably do tech wear because like I can wear black clothing because you know lean into it, you know. But trying to find tech wear, A, that's not stupidly priced, and B, plus size was just not happening. Like I bought these like sort of cargo trousers. And they were so thin and tight. I was like, if I pop a squat, like that's it, game over. So I was like, well, then I didn't know what to wear for a top. So I was like, okay, well, it has to be dungarees, right? Because Lydia's known for that; she's the dungaree queen.
Yeah.
And everyone was saying in the chat, like, oh, whoever's got Lydia is really easy because they just have to wear dungarees. And I'm like, I hate my body in dungarees. It's one of my, like I'd love to wear them. They look really comfy. But part of me is just like, no. And I was like, trying desperately to find some. And I ordered some and they were like too sheer. And I was like, well, you can see literally what I had for breakfast.
Ooh, hate that.
Yeah, right.
No.
Again, the plus size struggle. And I didn't want to spend a fortune. But eventually I found a pair of pink dungaree skirt, so we didn't have to worry about the short aspect, with carousels on it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, now I just need to find things that match. And then I found some pink and blue high tops, and I ended up painting the blue side to be pink.
Honestly, like, it doesn't match anything in my wardrobe, but it's 100% something that I would wear. You nailed it.
I was still trying to be comfortable in my own skin in something that I wouldn't normally wear. So hence the black cardigan and the black beret, like still like clinging on, but then also I had to give you the dig of the cat gloves.
Yeah. I mean, I do have a black beret, so it's not like
oh yeah, you have a jacket with cat mittens on it, so
yeah,
it wasn't. I was.
It was perfect. I could tell straight away who you were. So
yeah,
that's when you know it's worked.
I was also last there, so there was only one person missing.
Yeah,
I was a
this
character.
This
You know
is
what I
true.
mean?
So how did you find it?
I hated it. No, so I'll start off with the story. So in university, on my first, I think it's my first year, I, for some reason, I don't know, I was going a lot into like my mental health and stuff and like my identity, and I did a project because I studied art. I should have specified that I studied art, not like geography or something. No, I studied art, and yeah, I did this kind of project where I took off like all of like my colorful clothes and I just wore black. I had like long dreadlocks at the time, like down to my ass, and I put those in like a hat. I didn't wear any makeup. Like I was completely like stripped bare of like every personality that I had that I kind of showed externally, and I would like documented the process and like how it made me feel and whatever. And literally like this excerpt in my journal is the most depressing thing you've ever read. Like I was so sad. I hated it. Like I just felt so uncomfortable in my own skin. Like I was like, this is not me. Like I literally took colourful clothes to get changed into at the end of the day because I was like, I knew I was going to struggle. So at the end of the day, before I went home, I documented me like putting all my colourful clothes back on, and you can just tell like there's just something changes in me. But yeah, so when we did the style swap and I got one of the two goths, I was like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do for this? So everything that I wore was borrowed from that because I literally have nothing in my wardrobe that would have worked. Like, even if I've got black, it's like black with lots of color on top, which is obviously not who I got, La Petite Spider. So yeah, so that was not gonna work. But yeah, I felt pretty. I wore shapes that I still felt comfortable in. So like a crop top with like a tight skirt, because I like doing the whole like baggy top, tight bottom, or tight top, baggy bottom. You know the one.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I was comfortable like in that sense. But yeah, color wise, like palette wise, nah. Makeup wise, because I just did like kind of like neutral makeup. Literally nothing makes me sadder than wearing neutral makeup. If I got a job and they were like, you're gonna have to wear neutral makeup every day, I'd be like, I quit.
Honestly, the size difference of our makeup kits.
Oh,
Like, because when we were at con and you just took over the entire table, and then there's
I'm
me with
so
my tiny
sorry.
little black and silver bag, just like,
I need like 6 palettes.
I know.
I need 6 palettes.
you
It's
need
silly.
palettes for that art.
I mean, in fairness, I was supposed to be doing body paint at con, so that is another aspect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have so much makeup. And I'm not even exaggerating. The other day, I chucked away makeup that I've had since I was 16 because I hang on to that shit. I don't know why. I've just been so. To be fair, I hang on to everything. I'm materialistic, but not like in the like negative sense. Just that I hold on to things. I have like such a thing for like things. I collect things.
Is it like a tactile memory?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to trauma dump right now, but I do have like some memories of like things being stolen, like, and stuff like in my childhood. So it just means things are really important to me because like I had stuff taken away. I'm really like attached to things. It's the same in the sense of I had all of my like childhood photos. I've seen like maybe like 10 photos of me as a kid because my this is deep. My biological father took a load and my mum's ex took a load as well. And yeah, weird. But yeah, so I don't really have any photos of me as a baby, so like that's why I take like a million photos. Like my phone is literally screaming at me because it's so full at the minute. I think I've got 20,000 photos on my phone.
Oh my
at the minute.
god!
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's a lot of photos.
because I'm like must cherish all the memories, all the photos. I feel like that got deep really quickly. I'm really sorry.
That's all right.
No, it's fine.
I don't know where that came from. This just happens.
It's not a podcast, it's therapy, remember?
Yeah, as soon as I talk for over 5 minutes, it just comes out. Trauma dump. But yeah, so I love things. I love stuff. That's why I saved makeup from almost 10 years ago.
Wow.
I still, and I've got a pot of Lush. This is no word of a lie. I will send you a picture if you like. I've got 3 pots of Lush in my bathroom that are from 2012, and they've still got like the date on them.
My god.
Yeah. I don't use them, obviously, because
I was gonna say, it'd be so bad for your skin.
I mean, it's only shower jelly, and it's the same colour that it used to be, which I think is a good sign. I'm a hoarder.
That kind of fits in with your like whole being thrifty though, so I feel like
Right?
it's not that
But this is the
unusual.
thing.
That
Well,
doesn't surprise me.
the things that I have got rid of, I'm so sad that I did. So I used to have a Paramore t-shirt, and it was a blue Paramore t-shirt with alphabety spaghetti in a bowl on it, and then it had like Paramore written in alphabety spaghetti above it. And I love this t-shirt so much. And either I got rid of it or my mum got rid of it at some point. And you know how gutted I was when I went to see Paramore the other week, and I didn't have that shirt. I wish I'd kept that shirt. Honestly, the amount of times where I've finally bit the bullet and gotten rid of something, and then a month later have been depressed that I got rid of that thing. So I just hold on to everything.
Well,
that's my solution.
So if you have trouble getting rid of things, do you find that with your like commissions and clown suits, you get attached to them? Because I know you make them and sell them. So do you have trouble sending them out the door, or?
Well, the commissions less so, because I don't really see them as mine to begin with. I think so. That idea is never in my head, but if it's a really good one, I'm like, oh, that's nice. I like that. I could keep that. But no, usually the ones that get me are the ones that like I make for the shop. So there's one that's going live tonight, 9 p.m. BST. I know it's not going to release before then, but it's just funny.
No, it's like
2 weeks,
a month ago
before this. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's one that's going out tonight, and I love it so much. Like, it's so beautiful. I use these pom-poms that I've been saving for literal months. no, maybe years. And I was like, I should just keep this. In fact, I've made it my size in case it doesn't sell, so I can keep it. But luckily, because I'm a Minerva ambassador now, they sent me the fabric, so I've made another one for myself. I don't like it as much, but it's fine. So yeah,
it's fine. She says through gritted teeth.
Fine. But yeah, I literally just finished making it today. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. But yeah, it is. Sometimes it is like, oh, I could keep this, but I think at the minute I need money, so I'm like, I can't even have it in my head. I'm like, no, I need to sell it. So it's fine.
Don't get attached.
Exactly. Yeah. I get very attached to my clothes though. I lady who used to live in this house, like, because I'm colourful and stuff, her kid was doing like a day at school where it was like dress something like your heritage or where you've come from or your upbringing, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, so they're like lesbians, and so they were like, oh, like, we want to dress him in rainbow to like represent, you know, like him having gay parents, blah blah, but we didn't have anything. Could we raid your wardrobe and like take something for the kid? And I was like, yeah, sure. But she came over and I was like, you can't have that. You can't have that. No, you can't take that. No, you can't do that. I'm sorry, you can't do that. So I just found like this rainbow jumper that I literally never wear, and I was like, you can take this, and that's it, because I physically can't let you borrow any of this stuff, especially not for a child to go to school in, because that is the most stressful thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, no, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to be fine. I was not fine. These are my babies. These are my children. Half of this shit doesn't even fit me, and I refuse to get rid of it.
No, I remember I had a rucksack that I got when I was like 16, and I had it for I had this rucksack. It was my school bag. I had it for all the trips I did when I was 16, 17. It went to Japan with me like the first 2 times, and I remember the day it broke. I'd moved to the UK, and it just died. It was like, it was barely like held together anymore, and I was so like upset by the fact that my rucksack, this crappy grey Umbro rucksack, was no longer like usable. And I didn't want to throw it away. I wanted to keep it, and I was like, I had to be like, no, it's you can't use it. You can't just keep an old, dirty rucksack around. What are you doing? But I was very emotionally attached to a stupid rucksack. But it's the memories, right? It's not just I own this thing.
The amount of stuff that I have, not even that I've had, that I have that is broken or useless, but I refuse to get rid of it. And sometimes it's not even just the memories. Sometimes it's just because it's the thing that I like, and I don't want to get rid of it.
How do you feel about is it Marie Kondo?
Oh my god, I was thinking about this today. I was literally folding my clothes up, kind of Marie Kondo style, and I was thinking about how much I hate the idea. Like, she's probably a lovely lady, and that's fine, and I get the whole spark and joy thing, but genuinely, if I went through my room right now, and considering I'm a hoarder and there are ridiculous amount of shit, every single thing in this room sparks joy. Like, you could not prize any of my possessions out of my cold dead hands. Like, honestly, the idea of Marie Kondo, I get it, and I get that for some people it's really good and it works, but for me, no. When it was like a huge fad, I was like, get this out of my life.
Did you know that after her second kid, she stopped doing it?
Yeah.
She's like, no one's got time for this.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Honestly, I don't feel like
I get it, but
that sentimental about stuff. I'm just like,
it's specific things. Like, it's not everything, but there are specific things. I have like a drawer in like where my clothes are, and it's just stuff that doesn't fit anymore, but I'll never get rid of because the memories, and I'd be sad if I went to get it and it wasn't there.
I think I have that with like cuddly toys. I won't get rid of those.
Yeah.
But like clothes and things, I'm just like, if it's broken, ripped, and I'm not going to fix it, I'm just like, well, it means I can buy another one because I can replace it.
Yeah.
And I'm much more like, ooh, shiny new thing.
Yeah, I do have the same feeling with new things. I'm still like, oh, I love new shit.
Yeah.
But my old shit, no. I want stuff on top of my old stuff. I don't want to get rid of stuff. I want to accumulate more things like a dragon in my den with my hoard of gold coins.
Oh my god, I thought you meant you wanted to get a dragon there.
No, as in I'll be in my hoard of gold coins, but instead of gold coins, it's like earrings and not Funko Pops. Jesus Christ, where did that come from? I meant Pop Mart. No, cut that out. Cut that out right now.
That was a
Edit that out.
No, editing Seb. Who's Seb? Editing Seb. Do not cut that out. Cut that out.
Editing Seb. Please remove my Funko Pop comment.
Imagine if people start thinking we have an editor called Seb. That's it now.
Oh my god. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's our moderator.
He's my evil twin.
I can't believe I said that. I meant Pop Mart. I meant my Pop Mart figures.
That's very funny.
I hate Funko Pop so much. You know, can I tell you something? And you can keep this in if you want, because I want the world to fucking hear it. Oh my god. So, obviously, my name on social media is Shandelions, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what people shorten that to? Even though my bio says Shan.
Shandy.
Shandy.
Yeah, I could
Shandy,
see it.
I hate that.
Not even, sometimes with a Y, sometimes with an E, sometimes with an IE.
Oh.
Shandy.
Oh, I hate it.
I hate it so much. And like people mean well, so I don't want to tell them. But oh my god.
You just did.
Yeah, I'm telling them now. This is your public call out. Everybody who calls me Shandy, I hate it. I never said I wanted to be called Shandy, so don't call me it, please. Thank you. Shandy.
I was going to ask like a quite nice question, but then you went down a Shandy hole.
I'm sorry. Ask me the nice question.
I was going to be like, what would you recommend for people who want to, start dressing dopamine? And like, what would you be your recommendations for like building a wardrobe and like,
Go to IKEA.
buying shiny new things? But instead, it's don't call me Shandy. So
yes, tips for people who want to start dopamine dressing. Very much stop caring what people think. Easier said than done. Okay, but here's my little life advice. And so when I was traveling and I was volunteering in a kids summer camp in Romania, there was a guy there. His name was Hake. His name was actually Jake, but he went by Hake, of course. And he was so full of energy. I can't even tell you. This man was always on a 10 out of 10, like happy all the time, bouncing around, like just so full of beans. And I said to him one day, I was like, how do you do it? Like, like even on your like worst days when you feel like crap, how do you come to these kids and you're like, 110%? And he was like, I fake it. And I was like, what? He said, I literally fake it till I make it. I fake it until it becomes true. And I thought this was absolute bullshit because, you always hear the phrase fake it till you make it. And I was like, there ain't no way that this is real. And I tried it and it works. In every sense of life, if you pretend that you're the hottest person in that room, you will feel like the hottest person in that room. If you pretend that, you look really good, like if you tell yourself that you look really good today, you'll feel it and you'll own it. If you tell yourself that, doesn't matter if people look at you because you look fucking sick, you'll believe that. And then you'll just exude that energy and people will see that energy from you and will be like, oh yeah, they're cool. I don't know if I explained that well.
No, I think you explained that well.
It reminds me of something I say to my sister-in-law, and she's like, "Oh, that man's staring at me," and I'll just say, "You're welcome." Like, you're
Hell
welcome.
yeah.
You get to perceive this,
and that's the thing. And sometimes there does come moments, especially like, so we went to London the other day, and it got to like towards the end of the day and my feet hurt, like it was really hot, like we've been walking all like for like 2 days, whatever, and I was absolutely knackered, and it got to the end of the day and I wished everyone would stop looking at me. Like it does get to a point sometimes where I'm like, I wish that I like, because obviously even if I dress like down, I still have rainbow hair. Like there's no escaping people staring at me because I'm a weirdo, which is fine. But there is sometimes where I'm like, I want to rip my skin off and not look like me for a second because I want people to stop looking at me for 5 minutes. So it's funny that like I dress crazy and stuff, and like people look at me is fine, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the worst thing in the world, and I hate it.
It's interesting that you say that you do want to be, dressed down in the sense of more sort of neutrals in a sense, but then like being Lordna's too far.
Oh yeah, no, like so like 99.9% of the time I don't enjoy that, but when I have the moments where I am overwhelmed and I want people to stop looking at me, I would happily dress completely in black, like whatever it would take to stop people from looking at me in that moment. Obviously it's not feasible because usually in that moment I'm outside and in public and overwhelmed. I'm not just going to go home and get changed or whatever, but it's just in theory. Like I think I just want people to stop looking at me. Like I'd do anything. Like I'd give anything just for people to stop looking at me right now.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a societal problem where it's like, oh, it's different. Like
Exactly.
they're being colourful and fun, and I'm boring and a business person.
Exactly. And a lot of the time it's like so a lot of people say to me like, do you get like a lot of hate or people shouting at you or youths or whatever? But I'd say, I mean, I don't go out much, but when I do go out, like it's mostly positive. There are like kids, old ladies, old men, like even just like middle-aged people, like a lot of people are really positive and really sweet and just are really happy to see it. Like it's the whole dopamine thing, like it doesn't just give you dopamine, it gives other people dopamine. But there are like obviously handfuls of time where even if it's just a judgmental stare, because they think you don't notice, they think that they don't see them looking you up and down and kind of like scowling a little bit. And when you're in the wrong mood, or like you're tired, or you've just had enough of it, that just gets to you. Like, please just let me exist. Like, I'm letting you exist in your boring brown outfit. Let me exist in my colourful clown outfit. Like, I'm fine. Thing is, these people don't even see like the crazy side of me. Like, these are the people when I'm just like wearing like colourful top and jeans. If they saw me in my full clown garb, they would probably have a heart attack.
They're like, oh my god, what is this?
Literally.
What is this?
That reminds me. So the first time I went to con as a clown, it was the first time I hadn't cosplayed at a con, but also I wasn't only not cosplaying, I was also dressing up, which was fun. So I just went as like my clown self. But yeah, and I remember getting on the tube as a clown, and this grown-ass man who was, I'm not even exaggerating, he was like 6'3", was like, I hate clowns. And I was like, a tiny clown woman is stood next to you, and you're like, I hate clowns. This giant man who could literally probably knock me out with like a tap of his finger.
Oh my god.
Oh, like, fuck's sake.
I would have been like, it's
silly.
okay, we hate you too.
Yeah. Okay. Like, he said it so loud and to my face. I'm like, just okay, sure. Thank you.
Were you that, like, because your clown, like, persona, like, is it a clown persona?
I don't know. It's just me, I think.
Your
I
clown,
don't know.
when you're in your clown outfit, like, you don't have the big shoes, you don't have the nose, you don't have, like, the crazy hair, like, what I would consider a stereotypical clown. So, like...
Sometimes have the nose, not very often, but yeah.
Yeah, but, like, when you think of, like, a scary clown, I think of, like, the ones you see on, like, American movies.
Mm-hmm.
Or the ones that were chasing people.
Yeah. I don't know, the ones that have, like, the crusty hair from The Simpsons, and like a big nose and the big oversight, like the ones that do kids parties in like rom-coms.
Yeah.
Like, if you're scared of clowns, that's the clown that
the guy that turned out to be a serial killer and used to be a child's party entertainer.
Oh my god, hate that.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I think that's the thing. I think it was just because he didn't expect to see like a clown.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people on the internet, like, I couldn't tell you the number of people who have messaged me telling me that I have basically cured their clown phobia, and that's their words, that's not mine. So many people messaged me like, oh, I was so afraid of clowns, and then I found your account, and like, I'm not anymore, or I feel much better now, whatever. And I'm just like, that's a really nice feeling. But yeah, it's just wild to me that like you say, because I'm not, I don't have all of the stereotypical. I think a lot of the things that people don't like about clowns are like the 70s clowns, the not the OGs, the traditional party clowns that were like old men in grease paint and like kind of like sticky look, and they've got like this really big crazy makeup, which I do sometimes, like not as insane, but like, yeah, more toned down. To be fair, there was someone who follows me, and she was like, oh, I was never like afraid of you as a clown until you jump scared me and put a clown nose on like in one of your videos, and I can't look at you now.
Oh no.
I'm like, okay, sure, that's fine. It does make me sad sometimes. I do get some kind of weird comments, because sometimes it's like, I hate clowns, but I love your page or something, and I don't know, that makes me feel weird. Like, I hate clowns, but you're alright. I'm like, I don't know. That always makes me feel a bit strange, and I don't know
why am I different?
Yeah, like, also it makes me sometimes feel like not a real clown. I know it sounds silly. It makes me feel like, because a lot of the time I don't do the white face, and I do just do like my normal like skin, and I just do exaggerated makeup or whatever. But I don't know, it just sometimes feels like it invalidates me a bit. I know that's really silly, like, because they're saying a positive thing, really, because they're like, oh, I'm afraid of clowns.
Yeah, but just because it's positive doesn't necessarily, like, they mean well, but doesn't necessarily mean it's positive.
It is an odd thing. I get a lot of like mixed emotions on the internet. Oh, I made the mistake as well. I posted in a clown group today, because obviously I've got a drop tonight, so I was like, oh, I'll post in a clown group. It's like a professional clown group as well, and I was like, I'll post in here for like, people who want clown suits, whatever. And I got like a few people like message because of it. I got three old men who all commented like, beautiful clown, beautiful lady clown, blah 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 blah, whatever. One of them was like, oh, I'm your biggest fan on Instagram, and like tried to add me on Facebook, please accept my friend request. And I was like,
no,
don't want that.
Why they gotta ruin it?
I don't know.
Why are they gonna be like that?
And I made the mistake. I forgot. Sometimes I'll post on my page on people like onto groups, but I forgot because it's like a small. It's quite a small clown group for like professional clowns. So I was like, oh, this one will be okay. I don't have to worry about changing accounts. I should have changed account.
So we can ask one more question before we head off.
Oh yeah, you've got the one that's supposed to make me scared.
Oh, I wasn't going to ask that one.
Oh, no.
I was going to ask you, how has it been turning your passion for clowning and making clown outfits and putting looks together to being a business? Because you do now you have your drops and you make your own dresses and you take commissions. So what is that like, suddenly having to do it for other people and having to, be a job?
It has its pros and cons. I think as turning any hobby into a business does, and I've done it many times because I apparently can't get out of the mindset of you can't have a hobby without making money from it. But yeah, sometimes it's really sad because it's like, oh, I'm like kind of burned out and I don't get to make my own clown costumes as much because I'm making other people's, and also like I can't afford to make my own at the minute. I need to like make ones to sell kind of thing. And so that's really sad. But obviously on the other hand, it's like there's so many good points, like the fact that I get to make like custom clown suits, people's like clown suits of their dreams. Like I get to work with some really cool people who like take these costumes on like for shows and for like their clown gigs and stuff, or even just like wearing out and about, and that is great. Like it really does fill me with joy. My favorite thing is seeing people in the clown suits. I haven't got many pictures of people in their clown suits. It makes me really sad. I think it's just because it's like people just post it and don't always tag or whatever, they just don't think or whatever. But yeah, when I do see them, it makes my day. I'm like, yes, look at this person wearing this thing that I made. I remember when I got the first picture of someone wearing my clown suit, I was like, I literally stared at it for 10 minutes. I was like in awe. I was like, oh my god, this person is wearing a thing that I made especially for them. Amazing. Like it does have some very good moments. Like I say, it's always a is it a double-ended sword? Is that what they say?
It's not a double-ended one.
No, not a double-ended sword. That would be impossible. Also, no, I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, it's definitely a double-edged sword, and it has its strengths and its drawbacks and stuff. For the most part, it is great. Although I just can't make them quick enough, and so many people want them, which is a great feeling, but also I feel sad because every single drop without fail, I have someone message me like, oh no, I missed the drop, oh no, I didn't get one, blah blah, I had it in my basket but someone really got it, and that makes me so sad.
Thanks for listening. I've been Siobhan.
I have been Lydia.
And our guest today has been Shan of Shandylions. You can find Shan at Shandylions and Shandylion Makes and Shandylion Cosplays, even though we briefly spoke about her cosplays. And you can find us, Ctrl-Alt-Cos, on all social media platforms under Ctrl-Alt-Cos, or alternatively go to ctrlaltcosplay.co.uk/social and see them all there. You can listen to the podcast at Ctrl-Alt-Cos on Spotify and YouTube, or ad-free, plus a day early over on Patreon. And before we go, Shan, name one thing you would Ctrl-Alt-Delete if you could. Without explanation, just one thing. Either cosplay community or just from the universe.
Oh. This is gonna be a spicy take.
Ooh. We're here for it.
Genshin cosplays.
Oh!
I'm so sorry.
That's a Genshin cosplay.
That's the first thing that came to my head.
No, joking.
I'm so sorry.
I almost choked on my drink.
I'm so sorry.
You're not. But wow.
If you'd like me to elaborate, I can, but I can leave you with that. I can leave you with that.
If you have issues, you know where to find Shan on social media.
Yeah.
Come at me.
That's it.
Start beef with me.
Next time, our guest will be Eddie from Food and Cosplay, and that is coming on the Saturday, the 26th of August. And we're just going to leave you with a beautiful sneak peek of the chaos that it will no doubt be. So after that, we'll say goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Seeing their photo on my camera, go, oh my god, I love this photo, I can't wait for you to edit this. And then like the stress of going, yeah, sure, oh my god, I'll get this photo to you soon. Oh my god, how's 3 months at a minimum?
Know that feeling.
What do you mean? You're not going to send me the rules on the same day as
No! No!
Where's my photo?
Bad cosplayer, bad!
Where's my photo?
Don't.
Oh no, I somehow deleted it selectively.